Curious George Gets in Trouble by Olivia Barton. Curious George was bored. He was tired of stealing ice cream, kites, and fruit. He had nothing to do. But then he got an idea. He thought he might read a book. He read a lot of books. Just then, the man in the yellow hat walked in. "George," cried the man, "those were some of my favorite books. They're ruined." "Well, they're junk now," said George. Only he's a monkey, so he came out, "Ooh, ooh, ee, ee, ah, ah." The man sent George outside so he could clean up the mess. After George got outside, he decided he needed to pee really badly. So right on their neighbor's front lawn, George peed. Mr. and Mrs. Rogers saw him. They chased after him, but George escaped and swung above them on a vine. They didn't appreciate George making faces, but they especially didn't appreciate the monkey turd that landed right on Mr. Rogers' shoe. Then it started to rain. George was hungry anyway, so he went to steal some bananas. He needed something to get comfy with, so he went to steal the man's hat. So George ate stolen bananas while leaning against a stolen hat. George was interrupted by the man in the yellow hat. "George!" screamed the man. "Mr. Rogers came over and told me what you did. I want you to go and apologize. Give them this pie like you mean it." George was confused. The man wanted him to apologize. George had no idea what it meant, but he went over and gave it his best shot. He knocked on the Rogers door and gave Mr. Rogers a pie in the face. "Did you give him the pie?" asked the man in the yellow hat. "Ooh, ooh, ee, ee, ah, ah," said George. Translation: "Ha, ha, I sure did." The man in the yellow hat had no idea what that meant, so he gave George a pat on the back for doing the right thing. Everyone lived happily ever after, except for Mr. and Mrs. Rogers, because George kept apologizing every time he did something wrong. The end.